So today's the 29th of May 2026, lying in bed. It's 11:15 p.m. And I'd like to say I got up and the first thing I went and did today was I went to a hair transplant clinic. What happens when you go bald like me, when you start to bald, you start to see the first signs of white scalp under hair when you're 16 years old, and then when you're 19 and you undergo 3 hair transplants, FUT, with a terribly scarred donor area. And it looks terrible because only the front third gets done, and it wasn't even a thick coverage. Looks like a terrible comb over when you grow it long, with a big bald patch behind where I was supposed to wear a hairpiece apparently. And when the surgeon at the time is too scared to do a full hair transplant job on me because I'm 19 and I'm still young and he doesn't know where my hair line is going to go, then when you're that age, and the year is 1993, technology was never as good, nor was the hairpiece technology. People could tell you were wearing a hairpiece back then. My mother, she was a hairdresser, and she told me this. She said, under no circumstances is my son going to wear a hairpiece. What's happened to my light there? No. She said, under no circumstances is my son going to wear a hairpiece. So I never did. And if you look back through my videos, there's a history of how it looked and how I looked through the years till I shaved it down. But the advice I got, I believe, was wrong. People told me, it looks horrid, that looks disgusting, it looks terrible, just get rid of it, in that kind of tone. And I believed them, and I got rid of it. The only problem was, after I got rid of it, you get this funny little raised hairline on the front where the grafts went in. It raises your hairline by a millimetre or two, so when you shave it down, you've got to shave that front transplanted part down a little bit shorter because it just looks weird. It looks like 3 pieces. It looks like 2 sides and a middle, which is disjointed because when the hair dropped further, the gap opened up between the edge of the hair transplant and the edge of my natural hair down the side. So it looks really strange. Now, for years I was told, get rid of it, just leave it. I know you want to get surgery to get this done, but just remove it. But just leave it. But the thing I realise now is that is terrible advice, because think about a project. Think about when you do something, right? When you set upon a task to do it and you leave it half complete, you start a task and it's half completed, you leave it high and dry in the middle of where it was without completing what you set out to do. In those circumstances, generally in life, it's always going to be worse leaving it midway than having not started it at all. And I think in my case, that was the case with the hair transplant, because having 3 done and then just leaving it and listening to people saying, it looks terrible, take it off, they don't seem to realise that leaving something half done is looks and is a lot worse than having done something and having done nothing at all. You may as well have done nothing at all. It would have been better. So considering that I've had 3 done, what I've decided now is, as when I woke up today, I went to the hair transplant clinic, the closest one to me, for the simple reason that I decided that leaving a project halfway for, 32 years of my life now has absolutely destroyed my self-esteem, destroyed my confidence, destroyed my looks, destroyed my social life, destroyed any ability I have had to attract a semi-attractive women that I could be excited about, and really destroyed any kind of opportunity I had to really feel and believe in myself, give everything, give 110% in life, get promoted at work, get liked by people, just get ahead in life. Everything comes back to how you feel about yourself. And a lot of that is determined by the way people treat you in life and what people think of you. Now, I believe that a lot of these people who have given me advice, including close family members, yes, including people that close to me, I believe, this is what I believe. They see you, or they've always seen you in a certain way. And to change that belief, to rock that boat, is too uncomfortable for them. So they want to keep you where you are, in that pigeonhole, in that box, and they don't want you to change. They don't want you to better yourself because that's what they're comfortable with. And goodness knows, they can keep punching down on you all their life and telling you things. They can gaslight you. They can put you down. And it's easy to do because that's the way they've always seen you. And that's the way they want to always see you because they're too scared of having their own beliefs rocked and changed. If you go and change yourself, and if you go and better yourself, and you go and raise up and get out of this hole that you're in, I believe that people are too scared. They will be too scared of the way you have changed. They won't be able to handle that. And ultimately, they won't be able to handle the new you. And that's why they give you this advice that actually sets you back rather than pushes you forward. Now, I know, how can I say this? I know that people tell you, oh, you must do the best you can. You have to improve yourself. You need to work on yourself, etc., etc. But I think in reality, humans as a whole are very scared of change, and they're very scared of having their boats rocked, and they're very scared of having a different idea or different concept, a different image, a different idea in their head about who you are, where you stand in society, and your general worth and well-being in society. And this is the one thing I have now realized. God doesn't help you unless you help yourself. And asking people for advice who have never lived a day in your shoes, have never walked a mile in your shoes, have never experienced life from your personal situation, that is the worst advice you can solicit. People who don't know your situation. The only advice you can take is really your own intuition, your own belief and knowledge about where you fall down and what you can do personally to better yourself as a human being, make yourself look and be the best version of yourself, regardless of what people think, whether it rocks their boat, whether it scares them, whether they can't handle it. That's their problem. That is not your problem. So taking advice from these people is all well and good, but take it with a grain of salt because they probably want to keep you in your pigeonhole because that's where they comfortably want you. So they don't have their thoughts rocked. They can't handle the new you. But on this night, look, I went today to the clinic and I met with the nurses. And they said, how are you? And the first thing I said is, look, I'm in a mess. I told them my life story. I showed them what happened to me. And come Monday morning, this week, this coming next week on Monday morning, I will have a consultation with a hair transplant surgeon. And I'm going to, so help me God, correct everything that has been wronged to me that I didn't deserve in my life for the last 30 years, which has kept me dateless, marriageless, womanless, etc., etc. You name it, it's over. I'm done. I'm changing. And if people don't like it, they can go and stuff themselves as far as I'm concerned because this is going to be a new me and they cannot punch down on me. You're going to have to punch up. Every day I'm going to commit to raising my SMV in life. Every single day I'm going to make a commitment that I will raise my SMV, my looks, my financial status, my community status, my physical SMV and my social SMV has to be raised every day. Now, people will say, you're 52 now, give it up. Absolutely not. You've got one life. You have to maximize what God has given you in this one life, because we don't know if there's another life after this. And quite frankly, there might not be. And we probably won't live in the same experience if there is another life after this. So I live in massive regret that I didn't do this. So the 3 transplants were done between the ages of 19 and 20. I looked like a human piece of trash for the last 32 years that no one wanted to socialise with, no one wanted to be seen out with. I had to live under a hat, and when social functions came around, I had to expose a bald, scarred head. And that's no longer going to be the case. I'm taking my life back. I'm going to use my own personal power, and I'm going to do it to hell with what people think and what people say. And they can have their own opinions, and that's fine. But I'm going to live life on my terms now. I'm going to work to maximize my SMV every day. And so help me God, I will find a sweet, attractive woman of my dreams. I'm not letting this go. I'm finding a new lease of life. And this is the day that I'm finally buckling down and making the necessary change to become somebody I want to be. Have a good night.